Lunchtime, Daisy. She says a big chicken quarter. And I think this is always a great opportunity during feeding time to really get a better example of, well, just how much of an apex predator many of our rescues are, our large cat rescues, of course. This is Tigris Daisy. Well, many of you know Tiger Daisy as, well, she's certainly a sweet gal. She's very gregarious. There we go. Hopefully we have a softer landing from here on out. Welcome, everyone. If you're just joining us, you're tuned in live to a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. That is Rescue Tiger Daisy. She's not just sitting up along her habitat wall here for no reason. She is actually just finishing up a piece of food that caretaker Jill just brought her. And Daisy's in the middle of her feeding time. Daisy and all 150 plus of our rescued residents enjoy a meal here every single day. None of our cats are fasted or ever withheld food because maybe they're not behaving how we want them. No. Daisy is a resident, a rescued resident here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and she gets to enjoy a wholesome and nutritious diet every single day that's tailored just for her. Even better, that's knowing that all of our rescues here are unique in their own right, and though we may have, a handful of tigers, understanding that some of those tiger diets might look different from one another, and I might get some more details on that maybe when we feed Winona, and maybe trying to understand the difference between Daisy and Winona's diet, for example. But hello and welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday. You are tuned in to a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. That is Tiger Daisy making quick work of some chicken quarters. Joe Marie, how much food does Daisy eat a day? She's somewhere around 6 pounds. Okay. And, Jill, you have more than a handful of big cats here in your zone. For example, if Daisy's eating 6 pounds, what are some other size diets of tigers? They have a little bit larger of a diet. It's colder. They're going to be burning a little bit more energy, maintaining their body temperature. So that's definitely something that maybe you would think summer. Well, they're more active. They're more running around. Maybe they want to eat more in the summer. But no, it's actually winter where they're actually going to have a larger diet. Kind of like us humans, at least in Minnesota here, a good snow. I'm going to hunker down with some high caloric food. And Jill, I'm just going to quickly take a second. I'm not going to touch that chicken, but what does that chicken look like? It looks like my hand. And I think if there's any reason, of course, pointing out how Daisy's an apex predator with those big teeth, muscles, and everything, but just look at how that chicken piece looks like my human hand and how quickly Daisy would mistake that chicken piece for my human hand if I were to pet her or touch her or treat any of our rescues like a pet. That's just, one of the examples I remember Tammy showing kind of way back when, and it is just so black and white of, you look at these chicken quarters that some of our cats are receiving, that is a human hand and then some, and just reinforces the point that it's not only for our safety, but also for Daisy's safety. We would never want something to happen to her if a human were to get injured. And you can probably see Winona in the background getting excited. This caretaking team is graciously offered to feed these two outside for my live today. They're going to be doing a handful of feeding here. I'm hoping to come out. So, Jill, let's see. Maybe. Excuse me, Sydney. You're going to be feeding Miss Daisy here. Or Daisy, we just fed Daisy, Jill. I'm all over the place. But Animal Care Intern Sydney is going to be feeding precious Winona here. And today is just one of those days where my comments aren't working, folks. So we are just going to have to enjoy the ride today. And of course, we are here feeding over in Wild Woodlands, but the action never stops. It is a busy day across the sanctuary. Of course, busy particularly over in Roar Ridge, where I'm from Winona, if you can hear me, compared to Daisy, where, Winona, she says, all right, I'm going to take my piece. I'm going to turn around. I think I appreciate a little privacy. I think understandably so, a lot of passerbyers or maybe internet passerbyers or maybe people who are new to the Wildcat Sanctuary, they come and they look at a tiger like Winona and they're like, what in the world? Is that tiger missing a tail? And Winona is missing her tail. That's an injury that know well as other tigers or can't leap as high. No, she's never had any shortcomings because of her short tail. Oh, there go my comments. Hello, everyone. Darn it, you keep cutting out, says Lori or Sarah Bloomberg. I'm ready to give this internet a piece of my mind, Sarah. I did a little restarting over here in Wild Woodlands, but unfortunately that just did not make a lick of a difference. But hello, everyone. I can get some hellos in here. Daria, Amy Weddle. Let's see. Amy, I just went over as to why we would never ever dock a tiger's tail. Why do you guys clip their tails, you're asking? We did not clip Winona's tail. That was a injury that she sustained before she was rescued. Winona was rescued from a backyard breeding facility with little to no safety standards, and her tail was grabbed by another cat at that facility. So before the Wildcat Sanctuary, and that injury did not happen here, and no way would we ever dock a tiger's tail. Would we ever declaw any of our cats? No. We are a rescue sanctuary. We're here to give them the vet care they've never had. We're here to give them the types of spaces to roam that they've never had. We're here to give them the diets that they've never had. Never would we ever dock the tail of any of our tigers. We're getting a little service here, and this is going to be a different individual than Jill, who is feeding Daisy over there. This is animal caretaking intern, Sydney. I'm kind of botching my own entry here, but Sydney, wave hi to everyone. And Sydney, when was your first date of your internship?
January 9th.
And you've been here from January. It's July. You're actually on your last day of your internship. It's a sad goodbye, but it's a pretty exciting new beginning. What are you going to do after your internship?
I'll be starting that school at Western University in California. I'll be starting in August. Be there for the next 4 years, hoping to become a veterinarian.
So I just think that's so cool, and is a good kind of bit of insight into the caliber of the types of people helping the cats. You obviously know our animal caretaking professionals, but just the interns too. You're going to be pursuing a veterinary degree. Who knows, Sydney, maybe way down the way, you're going to be back here, helping offer some veterinary care to our rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. It's so cool to think about where that job could lead you. Do you have any idea where you do want it to lead you?
I would like to stay in the kind of wildlife, maybe sanctuary field.
Okay.
I think large cats would be my ultimate goal, but
still working with wildlife, still in the sanctuary world, and big cats still would be a goal. Well, that's so cool, and certainly off to a good start, animal caretaking for them here. And did you get any opportunities to see any wellness exams or anything like that when you were an animal care intern?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw one exam on Eve, one of the Asian leopard cats. Just
Nice.
a routine exam, checking up on her. Yeah, that was a pretty cool experience.
Well, cool. Well, sweet. Well, Miss Winona's licking her chops, and she is happy as a clam, saying thank you for my delicious and nutritious meal. And I want to thank you, Sydney, Jill, Haley, and my internet's back, so you'll probably hear me kind of blabbering around as I continue a live post. We had a little bit of a rough start, everyone, but Miss Daisy got to enjoy her meal at the beginning of the live. We got to see Winona enjoy her meal. My comments are working.